In the quiet pause between words and the fleeting lock of eyes, an invisible test is already underway. You think she's confused? No, she's calculating. She's reading the vibration in your voice, weighing the force behind every word, and scanning your gaze for unshakable steadiness. Like a master jeweler examining a diamond, she's not dazzled by the sparkle, she's searching for the cracks. And here's the twist, her test will never be announced. No warning, no scorecard, no second take. It's subtle, intentional, and, if you have the awareness to notice, it reveals something far greater than charm or physical attraction. The truth about the power within you. This isn't just about romance or attraction. It's about the art of presence, the ultimate gauge of whether you're the kind of man a woman can truly respect. And here at Shining Mirror-LVB, we're not talking about tricks or temporary illusions. We're talking about real power, the kind that makes eyes stop, hearts hesitate, and respect become inevitable. The silent observation. It all begins with the smallest signs. A subtle curl of her lips, not because your joke was that funny, but because she just noticed something about you. A brief pause before she replies, not because she's lost for words, but because she's watching how you handle the silence. And her eyes, holding yours just a heartbeat longer, as if peering into the deepest layers of who you are. She's not looking for rehearsed lines or clever punchlines. She's not impressed by flashy bragging or quick-fire wit. What she wants to see is whether you can stand firm in your own presence. She's reading how you meet silence. Do you scramble to fill it with noise? Or can you smile and let the stillness become your strength? These seemingly small moments are the undercurrent that shapes how she sees you. A confident nod, a posture that doesn't sway, an answer that's precise, nothing more, nothing less. They speak louder than any grand speech. She is measuring your calmness. And to a woman, calm isn't just a trait, it's the unmistakable sign of inner strength and a man's true worth. The value test. When she asks, "What do you do?" don't mistake it for casual small talk. It's a subtle test, a seemingly simple question that carries a quiet depth. She's gauging where you stand in the world, what drives you out of bed in the morning, and the true purpose that fuels your life. What she's looking for isn't a flashy job title or an impressive salary. What she's listening for is how you own your story. A man who can say with steady confidence, "I do what I want," without boasting, without comparison, sends a message far more powerful than any business card ever could. Because women can feel the energy behind your words. If your voice carries conviction, if your gaze doesn't waver, if your story reflects a man who knows his worth, she'll know you're not just doing a job, you're living a mission, and that's something you can't fake. Holding your frame. Some men walk into a conversation determined to prove themselves. They scramble to impress, polish their stories to perfection, or rush to explain every detail just to fill the silence. But in doing so, they unknowingly hand over the power. A strong man plays by a different code. He doesn't bend his frame to fit the mold she might want. He doesn't let another person's gaze, tone, or expectations dictate who he becomes. He stands in his own world, opening the door for her to step inside. But never lowering himself, never pleading, and certainly never apologizing for being exactly who he is. Because he knows this truth, whoever adjusts their frame first, loses the game. When you hold your frame, you sent an unspoken message. I know who I am, and I need no permission to exist as such. Machiavelli called it power that needs no explanation, yet changes everything. It's the kind of presence that makes others recalibrate themselves to fit you, not the other way around. And in that very moment, when you refuse to surrender your ground, you don't just protect your dignity. You project a presence so undeniable, they can't help but take notice. The social test. In the middle of the crowd, when your conversation with her is flowing effortlessly, she suddenly turns away. She faces someone else, smiles, and starts talking. No apology, no warning, and in that instant, time seems to slow. You realize this isn't an accident. This is a calculated move, a test designed to pierce straight into the core of who you are. The air shifts. Her laughter blends with other voices, and you're left with the silent question hanging in the air. What will you do now? Every set of eyes around you, even those pretending not to watch, are waiting for your reaction. Do you rush over to reclaim her attention, exposing the insecurity you didn't want to show? Do you shrink back, letting the sting of being sidelined eat away at you? Or do you do the one thing that makes every head turn, pivot? Start your own conversation, and make the space around you light up naturally. A powerful man knows that real power doesn't cling. It doesn't tremble when attention drifts away. Power radiates like ripples on water, not chasing anyone, yet pulling everyone in. And when you can shine in a crowded room without relying on a single gaze, you don't just pass the test, you redefine your place in the social game. The mystery she can't solve. When she tilts her head, looks you in the eye, and says, "I just can't figure you out." It's not a complaint, it's a signal, a sign that you've stepped outside the boundaries of the men she's known before. Don't rush to explain, don't clear away the fog. Just smile, nod slightly, and say, "Good," then shift to another topic as if her words were nothing more than a passing breeze. Because mystery isn't a game. It's not about dropping breadcrumbs to bait her curiosity. Mystery is the refusal to become ordinary and predictable. It's the quiet strength of holding your own frame without flinging every door open for approval. A mysterious man isn't hiding something, he's simply moving to the rhythm of his own life. Unhurried, unshaken, and uninterested in being fully mapped. And that's what pulls her in, not because he tells her everything, but because he doesn't have to. When she challenges your value, the real test doesn't come when she praises you. It comes when she goes after the core of what you believe. Maybe it's a sharp question, "What makes you think you're special?" Or a statement laced with doubt, "I'm not sure what you just said is actually true." This is where many men crumble, raising their voices, arguing, scrambling to prove themselves point by point. But the powerful man is different. He holds her gaze, his voice steady, his words carved with precision, as if they were already set in stone. He doesn't need to shout to be heard. That calm is what she can't break. It reveals something rare, a foundation that cannot be moved. That kind of steadiness feels like standing before a fortress wall, not flashy, not loud, but impossible to topple. It's the silent magnetism of a leader, a protector, a man who doesn't need an audience to validate his strength. And if she's testing you, this is the moment that decides whether she'll see you as just another man, or as someone she will never forget. A woman's test is not a trap, it's a mirror. What she sees is not the version of you that you're performing, but the man you truly are when every mask has fallen away. When her smile lingers a little longer, when the silence stretches a little deeper, or when a question strikes straight at your weakness, remember, she isn't confused. She's measuring whether your power is real. And in that exact moment, not just her, but the entire room will feel the answer. You won't need to shout. You won't need to show off. Because true strength never needs an announcement, it's simply felt. If you want to sharpen that presence, so that anyone who looks at you knows you're a man who stands on his own foundation, not someone else's approval, stay with Shining Mirror-LVB. Here, we don't just polish the image, we forge the soul.